Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here in the Fuzzy Biker Garage, and we have got a brand new, well, it's not quite brand new, we've got a 1997 Harley-Davidson Sportster 1200C. That's my new bike. I just got that. I haven't even changed the license plate out yet. It has about 3,500 miles on it. It was bought new by a good friend of mine. I went up to visit him, I think it was December 30th. We had a meal that couldn't be beat. We made the deal on the motorcycle and went to bed. The next morning he'd passed on. So it's Terry, thank you for this beautiful bike. And anyway, back to the motorcycle. He had done a little customizing to it. We'll talk about that too. So what is this? Well, it's a 1200cc about, V-twin, air-cooled. You know, the cams are down here, overhead valves, 2 valve per cylinder. It's still carbureted. It's got a 40 millimeter Keenan carburetor. That means it has choke. When you go to start, you have to turn the fuel on over here somewhere, right there, pull the choke out. I have had it running. It produces, now this is kind of an interesting thing. I found numbers from 50 horsepower all the way up to 61. Let's just call it 55 horsepower. How's that sound? Torque number was the most consistent number I found was 62 foot-pounds. That's about 84 Newton meters. I did find a couple numbers a little higher. Harleys, it's kind of hard to find numbers on Harleys. It's got a 5-speed transmission and a belt final drive. Forks on the front are 39 millimeters. I think it has a 19-inch. Let me look at my notes here. Yeah, 19-inch, 190, 19 front tire. I could not find suspension travel. I'm going to guess 3 or 4 inches, not much more than that. The brake on the front and on the rear is a 292 millimeter disc with a single piston caliper. Looks like a floating disc on the front. I'm not sure about the rear. It's floating on the rear too. Amazing. Dual shock rear end. The back tire is a 150/90/16. Check that out. Now I want you to notice the rim back here. I think that's the factory rim. I believe he's done something different on the front here. I don't think that's the stock tire. The fuel tank is a 3.4 gallon. That's about 13 liters. Seat height is in stock form 27.1 inches. That's about 688 millimeters. Very low seat height. Look how easy that is. Flat foot without a problem at all. Wet weight on this bike. Now this is an interesting one too. I found everything from just under 500 pounds to all the way up to 600 pounds. I did settle on about 250 kilograms, which is about 551 pounds. I could not find that as a dry or wet weight. I'm going to guess that's a dry weight. I loaded this in a van the other day and it was a real booger to push up there. Let's see, what else have I got on my list here? I think that's all my specs, by golly. Let's throw those off to the side. Take a look at this thing. So we've got a peanut-shaped black tank. Pinstripes on there. We've got the red, and it looks like gold. This is all chrome with red writing. Very well done. Looks very good. A very good looking motorcycle. Loads of chrome here. I think this is all stock right through here. I think this is all stock. The front wheel is different, I believe. Obviously the seat is different, and he took the rear seat off the bike. Other than that, the bike does look stock. Very good looking machine. Lots of chrome on this thing, chrome air cleaner, chrome valve covers, you know, chrome pipes, chrome, the sides are all chrome. Lots of neat chrome there. Looks like you got a little skid plate on the bottom there. Let's truck on over this way, look at the dash. Kind of an interesting thing here, the key is down here. There's our dash. The only gauge we have is a speedometer. Up here are idiot lights, oil light, neutral light, and whatever else there is. Switch gear, so the clutch over yonder. Here is the horn. These are the high-lows right there. I don't see the indicator light changing on the dash. Down here is the left side blinker. That's a Harley thing. You push the button on the left side to get the left blinker, and you push the button on the right side to get the right side blinker. Very nice, very nice. Very minimalistic, chrome bars. I like it. He did change the grips also, I see that. This is a horn. Big old primary cover. Shifter right there. Looks like it has highway bars on it, so that's another change. A little bit of pinstripe on the front fenders. And on the back fender. Very good, Terry. Well, old Terry was quite a guy, and he had 3 motorcycles. This was one of them. So I've got this one. Now the other 2 that he had are back here, and I think I'm going to try to keep this one. I think this is one, they're both shovel heads. Now this one we call the swing arm bike. It's got an S&S bottom end and a Harley-Davidson top end. I'm not sure, it says S&S for carburetor. I'm not sure if that's what it is. Just all kinds of goodies on there. It's got a kickstart, but it's electric start also. He kept all his bikes on tenders, by the way. He changed the wheels out to these things right here, front and rear. He liked that look apparently. Shorty pipes, very good looking machine. Like I said, I think I might try to keep this one. This is his other one. This was his chopper. Now that's really quite a bike. Again, S&S bottom end, Harley-Davidson top end. They call this a wishbone frame. I'm not really sure. I'm guessing it has something to do with the way this looks here. 6-bolt system, incredibly raked, long bars. Like I said, it's definitely a chopper. Rigid rear end, no shocks on the back. All the suspension is right here in the seat. Boy, that's a treat, isn't it? I was looking in the bags here to see what he had. He's got bags on these two bikes. They're full of tools. And then up here on this one, same thing, a little bit of tool collection. I suppose if you drive an old shovelhead, you have to have something like that, right? But it's his brother Gail, my best friend, was telling me that both these engines have very low miles on them. They bought the bottom ends, they built the top ends up, they put them in the bikes, and Terry rarely rode these things. So I guess it's up to us to kind of try to change that, right? Look at that, big old 21 on spokes on the front. Look at those long tubes. I don't know how much extra that is. They raked out the front end there. Did a very good job, very good job. That one back there, that's my old Sportster, that's the Bear. It was owned by a good friend of mine growing up. So let's jump back here. One of the interesting things about these bikes, and you might have noticed, I've got my Royal Enfield 650 Super Meteor right there. I've got my Sportster right there, and I've got my 350 Classic, Royal Enfield 350 Classic. And what I want to point out here is, you know, they're made from the same cloth. They're cut from the same cloth, very similar, and they fit very well together in the garage. And I as a Harley owner, I've owned several in my life, I've become convinced that Royal Enfields and Harley-Davidsons belong in the same garage. If you like Harley-Davidsons, you got to check out the old Royal Enfields right there. You know, just look at that thing. Absolutely beautiful. That's my long ride bike. I call that my tour bike. You know, I got the bags that are removable. I got the big windshield, comfortable forward controls, the touring seat right there, place to put a bag on the back. And this is my fun bike. Zip around town, go out and have a blast. You know, get some grocery. I call my grocery getter. Just loads of fun. Longest ride I think I did that was, I think I did 700 miles in 2 days. So it's a whole bunch of fun. And this one, well, we're going to find out what we can do with this one. I really, I want to do you know, again, good friend Terry. We're going to miss you, buddy. Everybody knew him, knew he was a good guy. Now, if y'all are interested in a motorcycle like this, or like this, or like this, newer used Triumph, classic British bike of any type, need parts, accessories, thingamajigs, doodads, get yourself over to Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marty, Iowa, or go to baxtercycle.com. Tell those fine folks that Fuzzy Biker sent you. It's a beautiful day out there, but there's loads of snow on the ground. I hope you can see that. Very cold, single-digit temperature, so I'm not going to go riding today. If it's warm where y'all are at, get out there and ride, my friends. Life is good. Wahoo!
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Wahoo!